someone said that you're coming by. Let me know when you're here, meet me up for a smoke outside. I regret what I said, didn't mean it. Yeah, believe me, I guess I'll take it back. There's a party downtown, someone said that you're coming by. I know that summer was a big mistake. I just hope that we're still okay. You always pick me up and let me down. We're spinning around, losing our minds. Damned if we do, damned if we don't, damned if we give in to what we want. And I always pick you up and let.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name's Lisa. Today's reaction video is going to be a Dax reaction. This is the official music video for his track Coronavirus, in brackets, State of Emergency. I know I'm a little bit late to this because this is back in 2020 that he did this, obviously when everything kicked off with the whole COVID thing. And I think a couple of artists sort of like did different things to do with coronavirus and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm late, but I'm here now. And I thought I would check this one out. I mean, obviously in some parts of the world it is still going on. There are still restrictions in place, and I'm aware that it is still around. So I'm not saying that it's completely disappeared, because obviously there are still people that are getting it, and different strains of it have been going around and things like that. And I think it's perhaps something that we're just going to have around for a long time, if not forever, to be honest. I think we're just going to have to kind of learn to live with it and try and adapt to it, and just be mindful and just be careful, and not get too sort of complacent with it. But I think hopefully, you know, touch wood, we're over the worst of it now. So anyway, I'm going to react to this one. Really looking forward to seeing what he has to say about all of this. Is he going to be of the mind that it's kind of a conspiracy, or is he going to be kind of in that frame of mind where he's sort of warning people to just be careful and to look after each other? I don't know. I don't know what his approach is going to be on this one. We'll soon find out. So without further ado, let's get into it and see what he has to say. Here we go. Oh, it's a tweet. Since the World Health Organization won't say it, I will. The coronavirus is a global emergency. Okay. So he's taking this stance. He's taking it seriously. Okay. 27th of the 1st, 2020.
It's going to be our Pearl Harbor moment. It's going to be our 9/11
wow.
moment. It's going to be the hardest moment for many Americans in their entire lives.
Yeah, this quarantine has got me feeling like I'm locked in a prison. I got coffins for these weeks, they better stay at a distance. Went to Costco for some tissue, they said 2 was the limit. I saw a granny try to get my heck to fight it to get it. Oh. Everybody's turning animalistic. No supplies, no food, next the world's going cannibalistic. Going crazy, we all stuck on our phones. The quarantine Macaulay Culkin's, this a movie. We all home alone. We got bills, Mr. Gates. I wonder how the doctors feel. They gon' have to go see Dr. Phil, Mr. Gates. By the way, if you've ever talked behind my back, that shit's okay. I might get sick if you come say it to my face. This shit's a pandemic, certified crisis. I remember when Corona was a beer and not a man-made virus. I remember getting sick, wasn't shit. Now we panic when we cough, sneeze, or feel like we got any type of sinus. What we do now? Only option is to pray. If you don't want to be 6 feet under, stay 6 away. Stay home, hide your kids, wash your hands, be safe. It's like a Greyhound bus and it's stopping in every state. Ain't it funny? How them kids think it's funny and they wanna go and play on spring break. Stupid kids, they gon' sleep in a bed that they made and then be mad when them same springs that they had break. Can't escape, shit is viral. I was on it way before it hit the news. This is man-made, clickbaited, automated views. This is way more deadly than the flu, way stronger than the devil. Even he couldn't empty the church pews. You a fool if you think it's fake.
Wow.
Onset symptoms after 14 days until your lungs fail and you suffocate. Assisted respiration by a ventilate. Mass population declutteration, a reason to eliminate from Africa.
Oh, sorry, I just want to pause it there. I will have to go back a little bit because I think I've just caught him kind of in another sentence. I was trying to find a break. Wow, okay, so I wasn't sure how this was going to go, like what kind of approach he was going to take on this one, but clearly he tweeted that way back in the January, when just before I think everything properly kicked off. But I think they were sort of putting quarantine in place, and they were starting to kind of do restrictions and things like that, certainly as far as America goes, I presume. Wow. Okay, so even then he was sort of tweeting about it and saying, you know, the World Health Organization won't say it, but I will. This is a global emergency. So he kind of could see somehow that this was going to go bad, and it was going to happen soon at the time that he put that tweet out. So yeah, he was very much taking it seriously. Obviously I'm speaking sort of, you know, from like a couple of years down the road, but yeah, he was taking it very seriously, and he didn't think it was a joke at all. A lot of people I know sort of just thought, oh no, it's you know, it's just like the flu, it's just like a cold, it'll go away. But sadly it didn't, and it got worse and worse, as often these things unfortunately do, where they get worse before they get better. And many people lost their lives, many people were in hospital very, very sick, and yeah, it was so sad. I mean, like I said, there's still some people that have got it today and that get different strains of it, and they end up very, very ill with it. So it is still an ongoing thing. It hasn't completely disappeared. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I didn't know what his approach was going to be. I wasn't sure whether he was going to kind of be like, oh, this is all a conspiracy and stuff, and come from that angle. But no, he was completely the opposite, and was like, no, this is something to be really serious about. You've got to kind of look after yourselves, look after each other, be mindful, don't be selfish. Sort of calling a lot of people out that were saying that it was a conspiracy, that it was all a hoax, and the people that were just still carrying on as if it was nothing, you know, the youth that were kind of gathering at, you know, spring break and stuff like that, at beaches and parties and things, and oh, absolute fools. But yeah, I love his delivery on this. It's absolutely awesome. I mean, the visuals are brilliant. I just think this is an awesome video, and I love the fact that it's kind of got like a I mean, maybe it is sampled from an old school hip hop kind of beat, but I love the fact that it's got that old school hip hop feel to it. Actually, it kind of makes me think of, like, you know, the Sugar Hill Gang, and you know, people like that sort of like from the 80s 80s hip hop. Those are the people that I kind of love. If I was going to listen to hip hop, it would be the old school. And it's not because I'm old, it's not just because I'm in my 40s, it's just because I think that those were the songs that within hip hop had important messages, and they were streetwise, and they taught you something, rather than unfortunately a lot of hip hop now is kind of all about partying and taking drugs and drinking and sleeping around and all that sort of thing, and actually glorifying it. But yeah, it's given me a sort of like an old school 80s hip hop vibe, and I'm loving it. I mean, even his delivery, like the way he's rapping, it's kind of reminds me of the I think it was the Sugar Hill Gang that did there was a song called The Message. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I don't know if you've heard of it, but if you haven't, go and look it up. It's called The Message. It's absolutely incredible. Just brilliant, streetwise, just speaking sense, really, about staying away from, you know, gangs and violence and drugs, and you know, otherwise you're going to end up on a path that gets you into trouble and stuff. Stay away from crime and all that sort of thing. It's just an awesome song. I love it. Every now and again I do actually sort of break it out on the Spotify playlist, and yeah, I sometimes play it from time to time now. But yeah, it's a bop as well. But yeah, so far I'm absolutely loving the delivery on this and what he has to say. You know, yeah, like I say, he's taking it very, very seriously, and, you know, sort of talking about, you know, people just being a bit crazy about it, and, you know, the moral of it is don't be selfish, and think of others as well, and take care of yourself. So yeah, I love this so far. Absolutely awesome. So let's run it back a little bit, and then we'll carry on.
Lungs fail and you suffocate. Assisted reparation by a ventilate. Mass population declutteration. A reason to eliminate from Africa to Italy, Nigeria to Sicily. This virus 5G and has global connectivity. Thieving in the night as it creeps in your vicinity and robs you of your basic motor function capabilities. So my task, before the world panics and runs out of all the masks, before discrimination of Asians becomes something we let pass, forgetting that the problem stems from something we can't grasp. Before you yell conspiracy, before you tweet at Donald like it's really gonna fix the situation, but you have no validity. Before the stocks plummet, before every industry realizes that it's workers who slave actually run it, before total lockdown and depression and anxiety and long nights alone with no contact with society. The riots, the tanks, 90 days of sobriety and social validation off IG notoriety. Before you go crazy, way before you choose the worst time in mankind to have an unplanned baby, just know we're a part of the remedy. We on the same team, and Corona is the enemy.
Yeah, stick together.
Stay home, be safe, and look out for each other.
Exactly. Damn. We, the world, are in this together. Yeah, I love that. I mean, it's a brilliant message. It's literally like I say, that's what I was getting from it. Even you know, when I stopped it part of the way through, even before he said that at the end there. Yeah, that's ultimately what it's about. And it was just, that's another sad thing that he brought up, was the fact that there was a lot of discrimination against the Asian community, and particularly Chinese people, and well, just anybody, you know, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Filipino, because a lot of people were getting mixed up with the different cultures, with the different ethnicities. So they were kind of hurling abuse at people that were from Korea, thinking they were Chinese, and they were kind of like, whoa, hold on a minute, for example, you know, hold on a minute, I'm not even Chinese, you know, why are you coming at me? But you know, regardless of, you know, what ethnicity they were, you know, what country they came from, it doesn't matter. It still doesn't give anybody the right to be hurling abuse at Chinese people as if it's them that have purposely done it. You know, themselves have personally done it. And you know, it was disgusting. I think obviously there was a lot of hate crimes that were on the increase, you know, when this all kicked off, because sadly a lot of bigoted people were very ignorant to it, and they were blaming literally, you know, every Asian person that they could see, thinking that they were personally responsible, and it's like, no, how can you be like that? It was awful, and I would guess that actually a lot of Asian people are probably still getting that today. It still had a knock-on effect. It's not something that would have gone away overnight because restrictions and things have been lifted. Sadly, that is all part of racism. There is still a lot of racism and hatred and prejudice towards people that are not white, basically, and particularly within the Asian community, or as far as the, you know, people from Asian countries go. So I think that's so sad, and that's something that I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm a bit late to this. This was a couple of years ago. This is when it all kicked off, but brilliant messages behind it. You know, I love that we, the world, are in this together. And yeah, that's what it should have been about, really. Sadly, it wasn't always the case, but I think I like to think, from what I saw on social media and things during that time and stuff, there were many people, humanity in general, I think, came together and really did care and helped each other out. And it kind of restored my faith, like certain videos and things that were going around social media of people helping one another, and just looking after vulnerable people in their community and stuff, people that couldn't get out when you know, the whole lockdown and quarantine thing happened. And there were, you know, neighbours, you know, coming together to sort of make deliveries to their, you know, elderly neighbours and vulnerable people that couldn't go outside because of health issues and stuff. And I love that. It kind of restored my faith in humanity, but at the same time there was obviously a lot of hatred, like I say, certainly towards the Asian community or people from Asian countries, and that was very disheartening. Me personally, I found that so sad, and it really angered me because there was no need for it. So yeah, I mean, I loved this, just his whole take on this. I love the fact that he was, you know, talking from a place of sense and reason and logic, and regardless of whether you think it was a man-made thing, like he did touch on that as well, like, well, you know, he sort of said that it was a man-made virus. Regardless of whether you think that or not, whether you think that it was actually something that originated by other means, the fact is that we had to deal with it, you know, we as a people, as humans, and yeah, it was tough. It still is tough for many people. There's still a knock-on effect. People are still feeling the effects of that, and having to deal with mental health issues and stuff as a result of that, you know, losing loved ones, and coming to terms with all of that. And it's so sad, so sad. But yeah, I mean, in terms of this, I really loved this. I thought his, like I say, his delivery was awesome on it. The beat and the instrumental was so catchy. Went perfectly with it, and it didn't take anything away from the message behind it and what he was trying to put across to the world. And yeah, like I say, old school hip hop vibe. And I loved that. That was a bonus for me. That I loved that about it. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. So if you enjoyed this too, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with more Dax reactions coming very soon, hopefully. And reactions to other various artists on Thursdays and Sundays. And I've also got Tom McDonald music, where if you want to see my reactions to Tom McDonald music, you can come over for Tom McDonald Tuesdays. And I've also got another mini-series, Home Free Friday, where I react to Home Free's music. So if you're a home fry or a fan of a cappella and you want to check my reactions out for those, then please come on back. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.
Take a chance on me. It's magical when you are close, so get closer, babe. What do you good? 'Cause I'm golden, I'm golden. You're not really looking for a friend, so you're the type for me. Never thought that loving would be easy.